name is Sanni. I'm an artist, I'm a gemstone carver, and I'm a jeweler. I'm from Finland. I've been in England for about, I don't know, I've lost the count. Probably 15 years now. In Brighton for about 3 years. Love it here, I just love the life here. And always been creative, always been doing something creative and drawn to rocks, and so carving gemstones is just it's quite natural to me. I used to come to Brighton quite a lot. My best friend used to live here, so I was in Surrey at the time, and that was many, many years ago. I was like, oh my god, this is my hometown. I really need to be living here. And it's crazy because it took me all those years to actually finally relocate here. I was living all around England, living outside of England as well, and I finally got here. So it's just now, for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm home. I don't need to be thinking about moving somewhere else. A couple of years at a time, and just now I feel like, okay, I can stay here. I think it was quite, I was literally grew up in the sticks. Surrounded by lake, surrounded by forests. This was a time before internet, so there was no mobile phones. We would just go off, show up back home whenever. That was a different time. And I think the influence of nature really shows in my work as well. And I'm really drawn to nature. I just need to get to I need to get by the beach like quite often. I need the vast amount of water. Wherever I'm living, I need to be by the water somehow, and so that has really influenced my life. It was, we would get dirty, we would get like climbing in the trees, getting muddy, doing that kind of usual stuff. Whereas I think maybe these days kids are a bit different. At times everything is like so screen related, so I didn't have any of that. And I think that was great. I think I was great that I feel like I'm probably one of the last generations that got to live that kind of carefree life, related to more kind of down to earth. Just natural, because that's how we would entertain ourselves. In the summer times, we'd be swimming in the lake, we'd be rowing, just going foraging. I've been like mushroom hunting since I was 4. So that's just like, and berry picking. That's just, people are more connected to land in Finland than here in England, for example. Like foraging is part of the thing. It's just like, it's almost like a hobby. Like, what do you do? Well, yeah, I'm just going to go blueberry picking, It's like, that's how you entertain yourself over the weekend. And it's so calming and relaxing and nice. And then you come back home and you have all these beautiful fresh blueberries or mushrooms or whatever you're going to looking for. So you do spend, it's kind of a finish where you spend naturally a lot more time within the nature as well. In the winter, we would just, obviously playing in the snow. The same lake we would be going swimming in the summer, we'd be going ice skating on it. So it was naturally a massive part of life. Yeah, and winters were so long. Winters were long and dark. It was great because, you could really see the stars as well. That was like looking at the stars as a kid, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be an astronaut. And I realized that actually does involve a lot of studying. So art was a little bit more natural career choice for me. But that definitely has influenced me, and it's with me all the time. I need to be close to the nature. Winter you would see them. It's crazy, and it's usually really cold, because when it's really cold the sky is clear and there's no clouds and you get to see them, and I swear to you can hear them. I mean, this sounds crazy, but because I grew up like there was like no light pollution, there's like not a lot of traffic or anything, so it's quiet, and when there's a lot of snow it makes everything even more quiet. And I just, maybe it's my imagination, but I'm pretty sure you could hear them. They make this specific sound, like a humming sound, but it's magical. It's an amazing experience, really. I'm a gemstone carver, so I got semi-precious gemstones. It was more like I did my degree is in jewelry design, and that's the route how I got into stone carving. I'm self-taught. It's not really something that you can go and study anywhere. So my art is like sculptural small objects of art, and the influence of nature. It's like carving things that, because the material is quite hard and rigid, and there's like, it looks dead. And what I want to create with my art is something that it looks like it's alive. I just want it to like it has movement, or you feel like it's soft, or almost like a living, breathing thing instead of what it originally looks like. So yeah, that's my art. And jewelry is also my art. I like creating this big one-off pieces rather than doing a mass production. Yeah, that's my art. Yeah, it's definitely not the easiest career choice. Yeah, you could get something that you definitely have a salary coming on your account every month, or you could monetize your creativeness, become like a graphic designer or something like that. I just can't do that. It kills my soul. It's mad. It's just such a passion that I just need to be doing my thing. And I do carvings for other people. I teach gemstone carving. I just absolutely love doing it. I just love having people coming into my studio and they're learning this new skill that, and after 2 days they go home with something that, like, oh my god, I carved this out of stone. But it's just, I think the massive obstacle, it is like, how do you make a living out of it? It's just, you have to keep on doing it, but also I can't think of anything else what I would be doing. It's just, it is a passion. It's a need. I need to be doing it. I can't really explain it any better than that. If I was compromising so that I would have a salary job where it's like a life, this would be more stable in that sense, I feel like I would compromising a bit too much of myself. I'd probably get a bit depressed even. But yeah, so I just keep on tracking and I keep on doing it, and it makes me happy, grinding my rocks. I have tried it. I have tried proper jobs, but I never lasted too long. I've had a full-time job a couple of times in my life, and I managed to keep it for like 2 or 3 months. It's a difficult one because there's so much competition in art, and statistically, if you start looking at statistics, how many artists actually make a living out of their art, it's just marginal. So it's like, you just need to get creative. Think of a side hustle or something, something that, like for me, it's like teaching and all these kind of side things that keep me going, because. And particularly during COVID, because there's like no shows, there's nothing like jewelry fairs, everything was just like, you're sort of like, oh, great, what am I going to do now? So what am I going to sell now? So, yeah, you have to get a bit creative. Is there something else that you can do that is not absolutely breaking your soul, but you can still carry on doing your art, so you're not getting so much stress over like having to success, I need to sell this piece, or I need to make money out of this and that, so that your art is more like, it's for me, and if it gets successful, great. Of course we all want to be like celebrated artists, it would be great to have like, a solo show somewhere massive, unfortunately, sometimes you have to be also realistic. I'm not a very realistic person, my head is somewhere in the clouds most of the time anyway, but it is just like, I don't think I'm gonna have like that solo exhibition in Tate Modern next year, So you just need to find your way. Keep on trucking, don't give up, keep on trucking. That's what I'd say. Yes, it is art, or it is my rocks. It's just kind of, I can't switch off. It's like if I go to the Brighton beach, I always find crystals or fossils or something. I just can't stop looking at stones. I'm always looking for raw material. I just recently went to Finland and I was just looking at, there's a lot of granite, I was just looking at granite, and it's like a building material in Finland. There's so much of it, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. I'm gonna have to take some with me to England so I can carve it. And yeah, my suitcase was just like, you know, full of rocks. I can't switch that off. I'm always looking at stones. I'm thinking a lot about food. I love food. I just love eating. So I think about that a lot. I think last year over the lockdowns, I did think about a lot more about baking as well. So I was thinking about cakes because I had more times I was baking and cooking a lot. And I think about my dog. She's a senior dog. She's 16, so it's kind of, I just want to make her life as nice for her as possible, because you know, she's getting a bit old and demented. So I'm just kind of trying to think, like, how can I make her life nice and easy? You know, keep everything the same for her. It's easy for her with the dementia and her like poor old little back legs. So I think those are my main things that I think about. My thoughts are in the loop: rocks, my dog, and food. Can I talk about my rock, please?